So Kevin Hart, he appeared on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony. And you already know what came up. The conversations and the beef that he's had in the past with Mike Epps and Katt Williams, right? And, you know, they're older now. You know, I'm 50. Kevin Hart is about either 49 or 50. And, you know, Katt Williams and Mike Epps is over 50. So with they OGs in the game now, that we're in a different time. And he, you know, he didn't add on or add fuel to the fire. He basically had a mature conversation about those two, because in the past, you know, it was going down. We saw some of the disparaging things that Katt Williams has said about Kevin Hart. We saw what Mike Epps has said about Kevin Hart, right? Then we saw retaliation by Kevin Hart, right? Let's first revisit some of the things that were said in the past, and then we'll come back. Let's look at what Mike Epps said.
Now, Mike, you got a lot going on. We're going to get to all of that, but let's just get this out the way. What is the issue with Kevin Hart? Is there an issue?
This is the thing about that whole situation. This is a lifetime achievement for all of us. And I think that some of us, when we get success, we turn into the police.
Explain.
What do you mean police?
It's just, you know, you turn into the police where, you know, where you have a platform where you can speak on things. Everybody loves a winner, you know, and that's the thing about when you win and you don't know who really is on your side. They just riding for you because you winning. And if you have the platform over everybody else, it's easy for you to make everything look the way you want it to look. And we all are, I mean, look, us. I mean, they said he was or whatever, but I mean, the reality of it is that, hey, they can get any of us, man, you know. So, you know, none of us is perfect. None of us is better than anyone. None of us was godfathered in the business. We all started off with nothing. Mm-hmm. Every last one of us. And you know, I'm a OG in the game. I've been in the business for 25 years. It's a lifetime achievement for me. And everybody tries to make it like, oh, y'all, you know, you upset or you jealous or you bitter, this and that. Hey, man, I paved the way for all of them too.
So basically what he's basically saying is that Kevin Hart was selected, right? These guys was in before him. They paved the way for him, and he got selected. And now that he's in the position, he's not reaching back like he should to help out brothers in the position that they're in. So Kevin Hart, he's been being called out by a lot of guys because they say they all was on a chitlin circuit together, right? And they was there before him. Now, me from Philadelphia, I remember Kevin Hart's ascension. I used to go to the Laugh Factory to watch Kevin Hart back in 98, 99. When he would host the Laugh Factory, and he was funny. A lot of jokes that he told then, he told when he got mainstream. I used to go and see him, right? So now, basically what he's saying is, yo, like, we helped you out in the game. People that see you now as fans of you, we're looked at as haters because they don't understand. They're not in this game. They wasn't around when he couldn't get certain things done and we was helping him out. Now he's in position. He don't even pick up the phone. That's basically what they're saying in a nutshell, right? But also, Katt Williams, he also got at Kevin Hart in the past. Check it out.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to L.A. and in his first year in L.A. he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you. Like, it's important in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again? These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
Because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built.
So
all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do?
Now, we all saw that Club Shay Shay interview with Katt Williams when he went after everybody on there. But we know that for years, him and Kevin Hart been going back and forth. He done called Kevin Hart out to have a comic debate where they would go back and forth on stage. Like, it was a lot, right? And they would go back and forth. But then Kevin Hart, he went on the Breakfast Club one year and he responded because he got tired of all the, going back and forth, and he said this.
It's not about the apology, and I want to get this very clear. I want to make it very clear. Katt Williams is an amazing, talented comedian, which is why I'm so frustrated. I sit from afar and I admire the man's talent. I don't like that you said anything negative about a woman of color that's getting her shot. Say it to me. Say it to me. I'll take it all. Hate me.
You do seem to be more offended about this than I've ever seen.
I have sat back. I have forever been the humble guy. I have time to not be humble today. I have time to fact check everything he said because the world of Katt Williams is a fictional world.
Is he selling that
Let's
many
run,
tickets?
let's run this down.
I had to go Google. I was like, ex-husband.
He said on his last tour.
I was like, when was she married to a white man? I went back and Googled. I was like, because I know
I've been proposed to by a white man before, and then found out he was really black when we did that DNA test. But it is what it is.
So you weren't married to a white man?
No, never.
I know
been.
that, but whatever.
Now these tickets.
Not Kev.
He said he sold
2.4 million tickets.
False.
On his last tour.
False.
That's more than Beyonce and Jay-Z.
That's more than Justin Bieber and Justin Timberlake.
That's more than
Billy
Beyonce,
Joel, the Eagles.
That's more than Beyonce and Justin Timberlake combined. Okay, do you understand how many tickets 2.4 million tickets are?
Yes,
right now, all this stuff is Googleable. Is Google. You can Google it. It's all information. I am sitting on 1.3 million tickets sold. Shouts out to all the comedians that have given me the opportunity to get here because I wouldn't be able to do it.
So with all of the beefs and all of the division that they've had over the past, while on a podcast with Carmelo Anthony, the question came up. Well, what's your relationship status with Katt Williams and Mike Epps? And now, being an older man, he's been able to sit in his success. Like I said, I remember him when he came up. And mind you, these guys, Kevin Hart is from North Philly, bro. The heart of the hood. I mean, he's from, father was on crack, mother passed away. I know his crew. Like he comes from the block for real, like the block, right? So all the stuff people be saying, I don't get into all that, right? When you deal with Mike Epps, like he come from the hood in Indianapolis. Like all these brothers come from the block, and when we get certain levels of success, man, we just start turning on each other, man. So. When the question came, he responded very mature aspect and said this.
I mean, I want to talk about the comedy brotherhood, right? because we've had a lot of comedians on this couch. You mentioned how important it was when Eddie Murphy came to watch you. Obviously, you shared the stage with guys like Chappelle, Chris Rock, all the GOATs. And, there's also been, some friction as well with other comedians, right? Like there's always a little bit of tension between you and others. How do you look at the sort of comedian brotherhood today, especially as someone who's kind of sitting on the mountaintop as far as
it's better, man.
Yeah.
We got older. We all got older, and I think our conversations have gotten better.
Okay.
Right? Like me, Mike, me, Katt. There was always a little ruffle in the water for quite some time, but picking up the phone does a lot.
Yeah.
Having direct conversations and removing the middlemen does a lot. And I think as we got older, we got better at it. And I don't think the respect level was ever the thing. It was about
competition.
Not necessarily competition. I think it was more about the idea of what we felt or possibly felt that we should be doing together and that we weren't. And because we weren't, assumptions are made and feelings are developed and animosity comes in, and through the long, gated timeline, then it just becomes, well, you're not, I'm not. But I think now we understand that we have a job to do, and that job is to be better examples, right?
Yeah.
So mending whatever the problems were in our days of old and allowing this generation to see like we're not afraid to do that, alleviates the future world of conflict for them.
Of course.
So I like that. I like the fact that we're much better today than we were yesterday. We're talking about doing a couple different things together. We got some great ideation happening about how we can shape the culture and give the culture something that they desperately deserve. And that's finding a way for us all to share the screen together. That's one thing that we don't have that frustrates me. When you think about Harlem Nights, they all had that thing together. Like, whether you choose to realize it or not, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Charlie Murphy, Robin Harris,
Red Fox.
The only person missing from that, regardless of their actions in life after, Cosby, right? Like at that time,
Yeah.
right? And for whatever reason, it was because of whatever the differences were back then, that they weren't all collabing with each other at the level that they should. But imagine a Cosby integration at that time, and we had something to go, oh my God, all of them in that. And Living Color is the closest thing that we have.
So now I like this. This is what I'm talking about. So he's basically said that, they had their issues in the past, but now, they picked up the phone and they've had direct conversations. And they're talking about working on some things now in the future. He talked about the comedians of old and how you had all these famous comedians, and the only person that was missing was Bill Cosby. Right, and they want to learn from those mistakes, and they want to do better now. We don't want to make the same mistakes of the people of the past. We want to look at our differences now. We want to mend them, and we want to do this. So now, Mike Epps said that their situation is better. We all saw what Katt Williams did when he went on the Club Shay Shay and how he just destroyed everybody. But now they're saying that they want to do something where they can get on a big screen today. Now, this is the thing. We often talk about W supremacy and how the W man was holding us back and everything. So now when we get some form of freedom and, we're out there and we're in control of our own destiny, we still going to fight and argue amongst each other? We still going to be the crabs in the barrel? Or we going to show black people that we actually can work together and be the masters of our own destiny, right? So what I think what happens is, there was some hating involved, but then there was some also truth involved, right? Because a lot of times when we do get to the top, we get scared when we get up there and say, well, I'm in here, but if I bring my people in here, they might not accept me. Like, we do a lot of that too, right? But then we do a lot of, well, we paved the way for you and you ain't looking out for us. We got to get to a point, man, where we just start looking out for each other, man, on a level. Just come together and just do it, man. What's stopping y'all? We got more power than we know, but I think a lot of times we too scared of the man instead of just coming out and doing our own thing. We got this social media, we got everything. We in control of our own image today on what we want to do for ourselves as a people. So I hope that there's no more beef. I hope that they don't got to go out and publicly eviscerate each other. and do all kinds of things in front of the world where people constantly say, yo, them foundational black Americans don't get along. Look how they treat each other, right? Look how they do each other. I hope that now, like I said, they can get to the big screen. They can go on tour together. Could you imagine a tour with Kevin Hart, Katt Williams, Mike Epps, right? And man, that'll be a big tour. Man, they had the Kings of Comedy. Man, listen, could you imagine, man, it'd be so funny. So people, you know, I ain't no hater, man. Listen, get this money, man. As hard as it is coming from where we come from, when you get to the position and make the money that they're making, make as much of it as you can until you can't no more, man. That you can't no more. Like, you know, so I ain't hating on it. I like it. I like the response. We saw Mike Epps, you know, he's on the show now. He's talking real positive and not celebrating brothers coming home from prison like that. We should be celebrating our wins that we have in the community the same way we celebrate brothers coming home from prison. I'm not saying that brothers can't be celebrated for getting a second chance at life, but how about we celebrate the brothers who took advantage of their first chances? I'm going to say it again. I'm going to move up. I understand us celebrating the brothers for coming home and getting the second chances at life. But how about we celebrate the brothers and sisters who took advantage of their first chances? How about we celebrate that as well? The same way we celebrate the latter. So, I mean, that's all I want to say on it, man. I'm glad that these guys are like I said, you know, doing good things, man, and being positive. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.